What's up, family? So, my wife recently accepted a offer from her company to be promoted and to relocate to a whole nother different state. As a result, we're moving from the beautiful sunny side, Southern California, all the way to New Jersey, the complete opposite side of the country. Now, no, not knocking New Jersey or anything. I've never even been there before. Um, but to be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to this move. Um, my wife, she's been actually considering that a few months ago. So she found out a few months ago that her company was closing here. They were closing the location that she was working at, and she had a few options to go to, maybe else another location that's close by, still here in California, um, to go out there to New Jersey, that's where their headquarters are. I wanted to go somewhere like Las Vegas or something like that. So when my wife first brought up the idea of trying to stay with the company and actually moving with their headquarters, I was like, heck no, I don't want to go back east. I'm from Ohio, so I'm like, it's about we're going back there like October, November. It's about to get cold again, and I'm not looking forward to the snow. I mean, yeah, I got family and friends back there, but I'm not looking forward to going back there. When I moved here to California about 6 years ago, I came here with hardly anything. My car barely made it. Really just had my clothes. There was even a phase where I had to sleep in my car for a little bit. And so, man, to see how far we've come from that, just from me moving here, is really hard to let go of. I came here, I was able to finish school here. I learned about credit, learned about taxes, was able to get my credit fixed up. Met my wife here. Got a couple of cars, the newer cars. We've been making more money than I've gotten. We've been able to set up residual income and all kinds of stuff. It's been beautiful. And it's nothing short, it's nothing but God, really. First of all, let me get that out there. All glory to God because, yeah, I mean, I grind, I hustle, but it's Him that made these opportunities happen. And so, I'm like, I kind of gotta, this place has a bit of a special place in my heart because I'm like, man, because of you, Lord, I was able to come out here and really advance myself. And what was cool is that I was able to actually help a few other people along the way advance themselves. One of them being my wonderful, beautiful wife. Since she's gotten married, one thing that I really loved about her, one of the reasons why I married her in the first place is that she's a driven woman. She's very motivated. She's very goal oriented. She's a woman of God, mainly. That was the biggest part. And quick side note, gentlemen, if you're looking for a woman to, make your wife, man, I highly advise you to get your woman of God, man. I'm telling you, it really helps. Fellas, take my advice, fellas. But anyway, so I love everything about her, and she is very goal oriented. She's definitely pursued and continued certain goals of hers. She has achieved great things, and I'm very proud of her. So her company, though, this is a company that she really likes. They treat her very well, and I'm very glad that she's been there about 2 or 3 years now, and she really loves what she does, and I'm very happy for her. I'm very proud of her. Some of the stuff that I built, we kind of set it up to where it can work around her career, like the home-based business, for instance. If they asked her to relocate, I'm like, hey, it's a home-based business. We could just up and move. However, for some reason, when she first brought up the idea of moving to New Jersey and accepting some kind of position there, she said there was a couple of positions that she was interested in. when that idea came up at first, I was like, man, heck, nah, I don't really want to do it. But then I had to really, over the next month or so, I had to really, talk to myself. And yes, I do talk to myself. It's quite therapeutic. I guarantee you, try it sometime. I don't care if people catch you talking to yourself. Try it. It helps a lot. But but so maybe lose what I thought. But I had to really self-check myself because I'm like, here I am trying to strive to become a man of God. And I've been supporting my wife and been the best I can. She's been very supportive of me and my goals as well. But I'm like, wait a minute, how can I call myself a man of God? And I'm telling God like, hey, send me where you need me to go. And I'm thinking like, what if this is one of those moves where he needs me to go there and do some work for him there? This is something where I'm like, why? This is something where I really had to check myself because I'm like, when the push comes to shove, a lot of us, struggle with this. When push comes to shove, we can say, hey, yeah, I'll go there. I want to do this. I want to do that. But when it comes time to take action, I know a lot of us can be very opposing to it. And I think it's just a nature of our, a nature of us, human nature of us, man, to kind of oppose change, especially if you got something really good going on. It's kind of, we're kind of quick to oppose change when those ideas come up, those opportunities may come up. And so I really had to kind of self-check myself. I'm like, first of all, you got to remember the purpose that you started this business for in the first place. The ground purpose is to really help people and to really encourage people and spread God's love to people. And some of the ways I do that is through the poetry, through the writing, the spoken word, these videos, and then just hitting the streets and talking to people, whether I'm working that for a little side job or not, and trying to encourage people. And so far, we've been able to do really, really cool things. I've been really inspired by the people I've been meeting on the streets and other writers, other artists. We've been talking to like former drug addicts, gang affiliated people, people who have been incarcerated, and been really we've been able to really encourage them. And I'm like, man, who's not to say that God doesn't have me going over there to encourage some people over there? I mean, I don't know the state of New Jersey. I don't know their financial state, their mind state, anything like that. I don't know the environment, how quite the environment is going to be. But there are numerous areas in the Bible where they talk about things dealing with this situation, like how God tells us how, he'll put us in situations where, I'm paraphrasing right now, but he talks about how he'll put us in situations like sheep unto the wolves. We just got to trust God that he's got us covered. He's going to say, you're going to you got to be ready to go into uncomfortable territory in order to receive certain, a next level of whatever God has for you. When I moved out here to California, it was on pure faith. Granted, it was a lot different because I had nothing to lose. I had finished school, had already lost a couple of jobs around that time. Things just weren't looking too well for me. I wasn't, I had already gotten in legal trouble. So it was really hard for me to try to like bounce back from that. So it's a lot different for me when I moved out here than it is for me when I'm moving from here, where I have a lot of great things going for me. My wife's family her friends, they've been very supportive of us. So it's very hard to detach from that. So I really had to humble myself, and I was like, you know what, God, wherever you got me going, let's go there. I mean, if New Jersey's one of them, I'm going. That means you got some work for me to do, and I'm ready. So about a month later, after the initial idea came up, my wife, it came up again at her job. She got a couple of her superiors that are actually moving there as well. And they brought up the idea again to her, and they were like, at this time she was like, nah, my husband doesn't want to do it. And when she came back home and told me, I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about it, and I really want to support you in your goals. You know, if this is something that you really want to do, look into it. You know, I want you to keep doing what you're doing. I mean, this is, you love this company. They're definitely treating you well, and you love what you're doing. Let's give it a shot. You know, if nothing else, we can at least give it a try and see what works out. You know, you never know what could happen until you just try it out. And so I just wanted to make this video because I want to encourage people who might be at a place in their lives where you're trying to debate whether or not you should make a next move, or jump into some uncomfortable territory. I want to encourage you to go ahead and take that leap of faith, and just try something different. Because if you stay boxed in, I wouldn't say necessarily boxed in, but if you stay in a certain place, you already know the results. They could be good, they could be bad, but I encourage you to not be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Some of the biggest blessings that I've received in my life personally have been from me just stepping out of my comfort zone and just going for it, and just allowing God to use me and guide me to wherever He wants me to go. Now, some of the stuff wasn't so pretty all the time, I will admit, but the end game, man, has really helped me, and my character is much better. I am not the same man I was, both mentally, physically, spiritually. It's like I'm continuing to grow, and I'm continuing to strive, and I realize that my actions are actually being noticed by other people, and they are helping other people, and that's something that I really want to continue to do. So to end this video, man, I really want to encourage anyone who's in that situation, man, go ahead and step out on in that uncomfortable territory. You know, just trust God, know that He's going to provide for you. He's got you covered, and just watch the results. The results will most likely surprise the mess out of you, for good, for better. And yeah, so please go ahead, feel free to comment on this video. Go ahead, send me emails, voicemails, whatever you like to do, or hit me up on social media, and tell me what y'all think. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves.